You're looking north in that direction. That's north. And what a view that is. And then that's obviously south toward the Mexican border. Hello from Hollywood, where as you can see outside the sun is shining quite brightly. I'm just heading up into the Hollywood Hill. And down there, my God, look at that. Look at that, you're looking down. Reminds me of Charlton Heston in Planet of the Apes.
330 feet.
Wow.
Now, I will say that the day after Trump got elected, I made sure that my Facebook profile picture was Charlton Heston at the end of Planet of the Apes saying, "You maniacs!"
What a film, what a film. You've destroyed everything. Where's the
You finally did it.
Where's the Statue of Liberty?
Exactly.
And it was true, wasn't it? You know, I mean, man is a self-destructive animal, and a terrible beast of an animal. He's got the good philosophy, but he doesn't live up to that philosophy, does he?
Well, there's just too many religious people that really believe that. There's people that believe that God is going to take care of the world even though we are destroying it. He's going to somehow fix it. And guess what? He's not. Sorry about that. Neither is she.
Well, exactly. They give it a masculine gender, don't they?
Yeah,
you know,
well,
a goddess is more sexually inclined.
Talk to my wife about that. She's a witch.
Yeah, all right.
And, we actually know about this Platts Beach. I'm 10, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, is this Platts Beach? And my mom and dad didn't really know. And he hasn't been a billionaire in years.
Hi, this is not far from San Diego. What's the name of this place, Christian?
This is Torrey Pines Natural Preserve.
Torrey Pines Natural Preserve. And Christian was just telling me that the hang gliders here, this is one of the biggest reserves for hang gliders. And you see up there the expertise. I mean, some of those have actually got 2 people on them.
I offered somebody $175 to give me a ride to the beach once, and he didn't want to do it.
Wow.
I met somebody else. He said, "Oh, I would have done that in a heartbeat." I'm like, "Well, I'm not into it today. I'm sorry about that."
Make sure you have a crash helmet on for that one, I think. Oh, I see. It's like a little sort of car thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a more glorious way to die.
Yeah. Or ended up with severe concussion.
Trust me. If I saw myself falling toward the cliff and I wanted to die.
What you're looking at is called Black's Beach, which is not far from the city of San Diego, which is Southern California, and not far from the borders of Mexico, a place called Tijuana, which you may have heard of.
Well, that's the highway.
Right.
And here you see is scripts of research center. Up here.
So it certainly is a beautiful coastline. Right, so. Oh, now take a look at this, guys. Now, Christian was just telling me now of a certain generation recognise this. Anyone heard of the Charles Lindbergh baby? The Charles Lindbergh. He, I think his baby was murdered and
Kidnapped.
Now, I think the poor guy that went to the electric chair was a German American. I think there was a lot of anti-German prejudice here at the time, but it turns out that the guy was completely innocent, apparently.
And we kill a lot of innocent people with the death penalty.
But this guy here,
improperly.
I must introduce to my friend here.
Enjoy your visit to the San Diego Air and Space Museum. And please, Come back soon.
Willkommen und danke. Willkommen und danke. You see, we have the ways of making them speak. Do you get any tips to do this part-time? Are you a full-time employee? I'm not sure. He won't tell me if he's a bit shy. He's a bit shy up there, you see. Yeah. It's a great aeronautics museum.
And these are the cams right here. They go up to here and spin.
They are.
And make the valves
so heavy, isn't it? So heavy.
It's so heavy and in the way, and you know.
Yeah.
And they fire one at a time.
Welcome to the San
They fire one at a time to spin the propeller around.
I'm Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh. There's a very sad story behind it. As I say, the Charles Lindbergh baby was killed, as the poor German guy that went to the electric chair was innocent, apparently. He was the first man to fly the Atlantic. The first man.
First man to fly the Atlantic alone.
There it is.
Did you know that the Spirit was built right here in San Diego by Ryan Aeronautical? It was a milestone in aviation, which quickly generated worldwide interest in the development of more defense aircraft.
So it goes from aeronautics to space exploration.
Oh yeah. I think that's a rocket. There's no intake.
No, it's well, do you know, apparently towards the end of the war, the Germans were working on a flying wing. You know that where they were even planning apparently hitting New York with the V2 rocket, which was launched southern England.
Stop, do not enter. How do you?
Yeah. I think maybe that way.
Entrance to museum exhibitions is behind you with the ticket desk.
Right.
All right, let's go to the ticket desk.
Yeah. So here we have again Charles Lindbergh, German-American, flew across the Atlantic. There's the medal. And all sorts of history here. San Diego apparently has got one of the most world-famous zoos in the world, and it's in the top 5 zoos, so we may go there later. I went to Los Angeles Zoo the other day, that was a revelation. My dear friend Christian there is practicing what you'll all be familiar with, is frisbee. No, frisbee, but this is actually frisbee with a difference, because if you look at what he's doing, this is actually called frisbee golf, where the objective is to throw the frisbees into the what do you call it? The
basket.
Into the basket, simple basket. So here, this is a basket, and I quite enjoyed it. It's called frisbee golf, and I don't think we have this in the UK. I've yet to see one, but I think it could really catch on.
I can look, and I'll find one. I guarantee.
Yeah, I really must look.
Nope, that didn't go in.
Yeah. So that's the objective. It's straightforward to get it in there. If it goes on the top, you don't get a point. It has to go in here, or it has to drop in the basket to get a point.
Hello.
It's a great game. It's much less safer than kickboxing and MMA. Much less chance of getting injured.
Hold on. There we go. It's an old basket. At least 20 years old.
And they, in the USA, they actually, I'm told, have competitions whereby they have interstate competitions, like we might have inter-tiddlywink competitions inter-county.
2 for 4.
Yeah, great, yeah. It's all in the wrist action, as they say, all in the wrist action. So this is quite an up-and-coming sport around here, and I say brain damage, forget it. You know, this is all very, very innocent stuff. Exactly. And Christian, you know, I wasn't aware that frisbees could be used in this way until Christian here kindly told me so.
Here we go with the up and down. Nope.
Good try. So there you have it, guys. That's frisbee golf, and I'll definitely be looking up when I get back to the UK, because I like to take something home with me whenever I come to America. This country has got much in common with us, obviously the language and the history. And after a while, you know, in a weird sort of way, when you're travelling around, it's like being in England, you know, in a strange sort of way. Apart from the weather's much nicer down here. This is February.
It's February and it's 80, thank you.
80 already, I mean, how about that? I mean, you know, so I pity all you poor rascals back in Essex, you know, in the monsoon season, trying to keep dry. This is a place you can come to escape from most of it. Good try. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, want me to hold the camera?
Please, yeah. It's on, you just need to, it's on, so it's filming ready, you can just see through there.
Gotcha.
Here goes, this is an Anglo-Saxon's attempt at frisbee golf. Don't expect too much, because I don't think you're going to get it. About here?
Yeah.
Oh! He's been... Oh. It's all in the wrist action. How about that?
Nice work.
And she wants her mother's lover to exercise her skill. And if she thoughts going fast, she knows that her brother will. Oh, I wish I was born in Beverly Hills. I swear I couldn't drink half as much as she spills. I wanna live it up, get my kicks and thrills, be a gigolo lover and send her the bills, yeah. She says that she's an actress.
I thought I'd do a little bit of filming here. This is just outside San Diego. My friend Christian's brought me very kindly here, and I thought it's quite breathtaking views of the city of San Diego over there. You'll see. Christian was telling me there's military bases here. His father's buried just behind us, and we're standing on apparently the San Diego airport over there, a little bit further over, the city of San Diego. And if you're wondering why the buildings seem so small, apparently that's, well, small, relatively small compared to a United States city. It's because it's near an airport. Hence the reason the buildings, the skyscrapers are smaller. And rows of soldiers. Not all of them died in battle. I mean, you look at some of them, you know, died in the 70s, 60s. So, you know, they lived lives. Some of them were brought back. Yeah, so fascinating place. And unfortunately, places like this have to exist. You know, it's got a military past. And I'm just saying, this is the second most important military part of the United States. You were saying, from a point of like strategy. You were saying,
well,
if they wanted
I was
to.
just saying that it's where the second nuclear weapon from Moscow will or from Russia will land.
Right.
Is right out there.
Right.
First one's going to land on the White House. The second one's going to land right out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, the Pentagon. The first one's going to land.
Yeah.
I got to say it right. The first one's going to land in what they call Ground Zero at the Pentagon. And they actually have a plaque square in the middle of the Pentagon, and it says right on it, Ground Zero.
Right, right.
Because they know that's the first one that's going to explode. The second one will explode. Will be right out that way, right over the warships, which there are in at the moment. I don't see more than 2, but there's plenty of submarines we can't see any of them at all.
Even in Scotland, they have in the locks you do see submarines coming up and down, you know, so you give you an idea of how deep those locks are.
Yeah.
In Scotland, very, very. I think there's some sort of warship there, and yeah, there's one coming out. I think these are, say, warships, but a lot of warships are small. There's one. There's one coming just there. Let's see if I can see that.
I want to walk
Yeah,
over here.
yeah, I'll come. That's not a warship, by the way. It's probably people going on holiday. The back there could be. It is. No, it's where it's encased like a chieftain tank. It's definitely military hardware, I'd say. Smaller vessel. So San Diego is not only is there a naval base here, a big naval base, but it is a very important strategic place, as Christian was just saying. The military, and I always find it a quite attractive city. That's the Centro over there, and in those hills behind that is Mexico, a town called Tijuana, which I'm told is one of the busiest borders in the world. Certainly busier than ones in Europe now, because we don't have it there. It was all taken down, most of them. So behind the hills there is Mexico, San Diego. European sort of city. It's got marinas. Of how big United States vessels are. I was in Italy some years ago, and I was speaking to these American officers, and they were telling me that one of the warships was so huge they couldn't get in the Bay of Naples, and they had to take it down the coast where it was deeper. So that should give you some idea how big the American aircraft carriers, etc., are. Christian. Okay. Oh. It's okay. Come in. Right. I just worried. I mean, I've had so many parking tickets. We don't want any more, you know. Yeah, that is definitely a warship. You can see by the way it's designed, the structure, and like the casing, everything is securely encased.
You're saying it's going to change in 30 seconds.
Right.
Look down there.
Right.
That is a nuclear submarine.
Oh, right.
Can you see it?
That thing,
you see
yellow?
You see the dock? No, between the two trees.
Yes.
You see the dock?
Yeah, oh, I see.
Look to the right.
That's a nuclear submarine.
That is a fucking nuclear submarine.
My God. We're getting a real treat today. I wonder how deep that goes. How many fathoms?
Fathoms, there are 6 feet, so there's probably 5 fathoms right there.
There's people boarding.
Well, actually, no, probably 10 fathoms right there. They dug it out pretty good for the submarines.
Wow.
And those two gentlemen over there are putting a brand new stone for somebody's wife.
Right.
Somebody's wife that really outlived him because he died 30 years ago.
Oh, right.
But since he was lieutenant commander, his wife gets a big old fucking stone out here.
Right.
Yeah, the sergeant, he gets this little thing down here.
Yeah. I suppose a lot of these officers, or if not all these officers, went to West Point, didn't they? West Point Military Academy.
You have either West Point or Annapolis.
Annapolis.
Right. West Point's for the. I think West Point's for the Navy, and Annapolis or the Army. And
Army,
Annapolis
I think.
for the Navy.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah. That's where all the whiz kids go.
Coast Guard guy.
In the UK.
He was in World War II in the Coast Guard. He was born 2 years after my dad, and he died 8 years after my dad.
over Apocalypse Now.
We gotta pay some tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see the flat rock right up way down there?
Yeah, what the hell's that?
Mexico.
Right. Wait, that flat rock just there. Yeah, that flat rock.
Yeah.
This there, the flat rock was homing in on now, that's in Mexico, right? Looks like a defunct sort of volcano.
Skill. And if she don't scoring fast, she knows that her brother will. Oh, I wish I was born in Beverly Hills. I swear I couldn't drink half as much as she spills. I wanna live it up, get my kicks and thrills, be a gigolo lover and send her the bills, yeah. She says that she's an actress, just never got a part. When I sees a teenage mess with a burned out Gucci heart, she cracked one day at Cartier when things came to a head. They put her trinkets away and wrapped her up instead.
It's the Oscars, guys. I think it's just been time for the Oscars. And believe you me, there are some incredible film festivals out here. I mean, my friend Joyce and Maggie have just returned from Utah, where it's been very, very cold, and they've had the Sundance Festival. And Joyce has just organised the Brentwood Festival, and I'm not talking about Brentwood, Essex. I'm talking about Brentwood in California, along the coast. And they've just had the Emmys here as well, so it's all happening. There's a lot of wannabes out here, as you can imagine. So many dreams are made and lost out here. People turning up every day trying to seek fame and fortune. A bit like Dick Whitson and his cat, I guess. Lucky ones, I guess, have been Schwarzenegger, well-known name, and also Jean-Claude Van Damme, names familiar to you all. And but many others haven't, you know. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, just a few years before fame and fortune, he lived in Bedsit in Stratford. I believe he keeps in touch with his landlady still. In a way, I guess he could be compared to Charlie Chaplin, because Charlie Chaplin, South London, I think, came from a very, very dysfunctional family. I think mother and sisters were certifiably insane, and yet by the time he was 24, he was the most famous man in the world ever. And I think he used a lot of that pathos, you know, that madness in the films, the walking stick in Hard Times, those black and white movies. So there's the skyline from another direction. LA. Over the other side there is a place called Anaheim, which some of you may have heard of, because Anaheim is where the original Walt Disney World is. For any of you that grew up watching The Wonderful World of Disney. And to give it a sort of romantic nostalgia, there's rumours that Walt Disney himself is actually encrypted or buried in the Cinderella's castle there. So I don't know whether this rumour is true or not, but I don't want to be done for grave robbing. But it's just one of those things that we'll never know, I guess. But I imagine Disney was quite egotistical and basic. Morning, how you doing? All the way from London, making a short movie about LA. Yeah. Going to be nice today.
Beautiful.
I think so. Yesterday, I think I brought the English weather with me yesterday. It was just Unbelievable.
That's what I love about my city, man. You come to my city,
Yeah.
you get the overcast, you got the water, you got the
Everything,
beautiful women.
everything. Oh, the women. Oh, something. Don't mention the women,
beautiful
please.
Attitude, beautiful energy,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
positive all around.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so nice.
Called the
She bit like a dog and she screamed like hell. You ain't taking me to no padded cell. You better take all your hands off my high-priced
This street here is Sunset Boulevard, which I'm sure you may have heard of. Sunset Boulevard was an original movie, I think going back to the 30s or 40s, and I think the main star in it, I believe, was William Holden, possibly, or someone else, I can't remember, but it was a great movie if you haven't seen it. Almost surreal, film noir, and a little monkey, I remember being it, but it was almost like being in a silent movie if you watch it. Very dark, very sort of somber sort of movie, and I believe it was later resurrected as a stage show in London. I can't remember who was in it, a few years ago. Sunset Boulevard, well worth the watch. These are coconut trees apparently, but there doesn't seem to be any coconuts, because I remember seeing those in Sri Lanka. So it looks like today is going to be warm. Yesterday poured with rain. I mean, I came here for a few weeks to escape the rain of Essex, but yesterday, quite honestly, it didn't stop. It was like an Essex monsoon season. So hopefully today is going to be a bit better. Californian sun. So it's Sunday, and as you probably just realised, people are at church today, and my people, the English, you just realise how non-religious they are when you come to this place. We just don't seem a religious people. I mean, I think the churches that are in England were built for the Victorian middle classes, and I think it's been estimated at the last census that only 1% of English people go to church, which is pretty low. I think there's more Jedi than there is traditional religion. Had lunch there the other day, it was very nice. So we're now entering what is worldly known as the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and you'll see the stars here. Some are still blank, others of people I've never actually heard of. Jerry Herman, I've heard of Woody Herman, the composer who did Taxi Driver. Irving Berlin, now we've all heard of Irving Berlin, we've all heard of him. So this is the one and only Walk of Fame. Thelonious Monk, he was a very unorthodox jazz composer. Herbie Hancock, we all know him. So this is the Walk of Fame, and I'm walking over all these famous people. Some dead, some alive. I think Efrem Zimbalist, he made a show in the 70s called The FBI. He was some of you may be old enough to remember the FBI. You get at the end of it to be repeated, or it would actually come in different acts in those days, like Act 1, Act 2, Epilogue. And in a way, it's a bit like being at the movies in those days. You would have sometimes one film that comes to mind is The Legend of Custer, General George Armstrong Custer, with Robert Shaw, and it was about a 3-hour movie, brilliant movie by the way, and there was an intermission in it. So before the last great battle, I think was it the Battle of Little Bighorn, where Custer's aide's got an arrow through the neck, you had time for an ice cream and a Pepsi, you know. And I think there's some logic in having an intermission in a movie, especially when it's that long. You know, you've got to be a real celluloid lover to sit there for 3 hours and enjoy it. You know, if a movie's well produced, then I suppose you're going to get that. Nicolas Cage, a very wealthy man. Lewis Milestone, I think Jerry Anderson, the British producer, Thunderbirds, etc. He worked with Lewis Milestone. I remember him actually giving him some credit. So, you know, I could go on here. Look, you all just pop in a Dick Van Dyke. So many. Oliver Stone. A local guy from Leytonstone, Alfred Hitchcock. Roy, if you're watching this, a Leytonstone boy. You're never too far from an Essex boy. George Sanders, another British actor, Jungle Book. Ian Carroll, we all know. Jim Raymond. They got the 2 swords out here, you see that? And the list just goes on. It just goes on. Ron Howard, Happy Days, Michael Keaton, Batman.
God, no.
Hey, it's Spidey.
What up?
Good morning, Spidey. How are you, sir?
I'm always great, man.
You're great.
You know, fantastic.
You've got a great body. Keep people safe, yeah?
Take care, man.
You frighten me. You frighten me.
I know.
Yeah. See what I mean? A lot of them are on, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe it's some Batman repellent drug that he's on, who knows?
How much you guys got done?
Yeah, I think Batman was the best superhero for me, and also the 60s version. It was so camp, so lovely. It didn't take itself too seriously, and wasn't she the best Catwoman? Julie Newmar. Look at that. Do you recognise that? Now there it is, Hollywood, in the hills up there, you know, there it is. I think one time it was called Hollywood Land, and I think it dilapidated the last few, or Hollywood Villa I think it was, the last few letters fell off, and so we're just left with what is Hollywood, which makes sense in a way, because I think it's less of a mouthful than Hollywoodville. and they've all been here. I mean, going back to the silent era, some of you might remember Fritz Lang. I mean, I think, was it him who did Metropolis? I mean, Metropolis was a great science fiction movie, and I suppose you could say it was the Star Wars of its day. Just an incredible technological film with gadgetry, and what it lacked in sound, it made up for in sheer flamboyance and technical stuff. Metropolis, and I think it was quite a long movie as well. I think was it Fritz Lang who did that film, and well worth a watch. But as I say, Chaplin, they all come here, Buster Keaton, all of them, Laurel and Hardy, they've all been here at some stage and seen this place. Must have been incredible to become famous here, especially in the silent era.